Hello children, today's topic India in the 6th century BC, rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Scope of this chapter: causes for their rise in the 6th century BC, and second topic is doctrines. The period from about 600 BC was one of social and religious unrest in the history of India. The old ritualistic Vedic tradition had gradually ceased to be a strong force. A great deal of serious thinking about the ills and sorrows of the life and a desire to remove them led to the establishment of numerous religious sects. Of these, we shall discuss mainly two sects which have greatly influenced our society and culture. First, Jainism, and second one is Buddhism. Causes which favored the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Besides intellectual unrest, there were many social and economic inequalities existing during the 6th and 5th century BC. People wanted a different kind of society and a different system of religion. Causes which favored the rise and growth of Jainism and Buddhism were as follows. Number 1. Ritualistic Vedic religion. The simple religion of the early Aryans was replaced by meaningless rituals and complicated ceremonies. The rites and ceremonies were too costly for ordinary people to perform. They became discontented with the religious beliefs and practices of that age. Number 2. Killing of animals to perform sacrifices. The simple sacrifices of the early Vedic period were discarded and replaced by expensive yajnas. A large number of animals had to be killed for the ceremonial sacrifices and yajnas. A new agricultural economy based on iron plows needed all the more animals to plow the peasants' field. People, therefore, resented such meaningless sacrifices, which required the indiscriminate slaughter of animals to appease the gods. Third, supremacy of the priestly class. With the introduction of elaborate rites and rituals, the priestly class came to occupy a position of supremacy in society. The priests dominated the life of a man from birth to death. People turned against these priests who made their religion complicated, expensive, and burdensome. Next, the caste system. In the course of time, the caste became rigid, like watertight compartments. Caste was decided according to birth and not according to profession. People who belonged to the lower caste were ill-treated by the high caste. The institution of untouchability also came into being. The intellectuals and reformers naturally resented such unjust social distinctions among the people. The Buddhist Sangh was therefore thrown open to all equally. Next, difficult language. The Vedic literature had been written in Sanskrit, which was beyond the comprehension of the common people. Many could not understand the Vedic mantras recited by the Brahmin priests. Next, efforts of religious reformers. The unrest against the evils that had crept into the Vedic religion and society led to the rise of a number of intellectuals and holy men. They questioned the efficacy of meaningless rites, and the supremacy of the priestly class. The simple life and teachings of these holy men, like Lord Vardhaman Mahavira and Lord Gautam Buddha, attracted many who were longing to be liberated from the oppression of the Brahmanical order. Main teachings of Jainism. Number 1, the 5 vows. Mahavir laid great emphasis on the principle of ahimsa. He said, all creatures, animals, and plants possesses life. No harm should be caused to any living creatures. Besides ahimsa, the Jains were required to take vows of not telling a lie, means satya, not to steal, asatya, non-attachment to worldly things, means aparigraha, and celibacy, that is brahmacharya. And second one is no belief in God. Mahavira did not believe in the existence of God. He had no faith in the theory that God created the world. According to him, man is responsible for his own destiny. Emancipation from suffering does not depend upon any outside power. Man can escape from his misery and suffering only through leading a life of renunciation. Third, nirvana or salvation. Mahavira accepted the current theories of karma and rebirth. The main aim of one's life is to attain salvation. Man can be liberated from the cycle of birth and rebirth by following the three ratna or three gems. Number 1, right faith. Number 2, right knowledge. And number 3, right conduct. The right conduct required taking the 5 vows which have been mentioned earlier. Fourth, rejection of Vedic rituals and yagyas. The Jains don't attach any importance to the meaningless rites and ceremonies and the sacrificial rituals of the Brahmanical religion. Next, to treat people on an equal basis and opposition to the caste system. Mahavira believed in the equality of all human beings. All have the right to attain nirvana, means salvation, by leading a pure life. He preached that there should not be any discrimination on grounds of caste. He even favored the freedom of women and allowed them to join the Jain Sangh. Next, belief in penance. The Jains believe in penance. They were directed to live strict lives. To starve oneself to death was regarded as a great virtue. Teachings of Lord Buddha and main doctrines of Buddhism. The foundation of Buddha's doctrines was based on 4 noble truths, which he emphasized in his teachings. The 4 noble truths were: first, the world is full of sorrow and suffering. Second, the main cause of suffering is man's desire, means trishna, for sensual pleasures and earthly possession. And third, Suffering can be removed by getting rid of desires, that is renunciation. And fourth, one can overcome desires by following the Eightfold Path. Class C, meaning of the Eightfold Path. It consists of right faith, right aspiration, right action, right living, right speech, right effort, right meditation, and right contemplation. The Eightfold Path was also known as the Ashtangik Marg or the Middle Path. Lord Buddha believed in the following a middle course, avoiding two extremes, that is, neither indulging in extreme attachment to worldly pleasures nor practicing severe self-mortification. Karma theory. Buddha believed in the theory of karma. Whatever a man sows, he reaps. The condition of man in this life and the next depends on his deeds, and he has to bear the consequences of his own actions. Neither sacrifices nor any prayers to God can change a man's destiny. Next, Nirvana. Man's ultimate aim in life is to attain Nirvana, the final bliss which is free from desire and sorrow, and is an escape from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Nirvana means simple salvation. One can attain Nirvana or salvation by following the Eightfold Path. Existence of God. Buddha was silent on the existence of God. Scholars have interpreted his silence as disbelief, as he neither accepted nor denied the existence of God. Next, Ahimsa. One of the prominent teachings of Buddha was Ahimsa. He was strongly against anyone causing harm to any living being. He also believed that non-violence should be the main principle of practically morality. Next, no faith in caste system. Buddha vehemently opposed the caste system as he believed that all men are equal and that there should not be any caste distinction. One of the main attractions of Buddhism was its strong stand against casteism. Next, emphasis on character. Buddha laid great stress on the development of moral character. He emphasized that moral living was more important than worship. He insisted on truthfulness in speech, love, and benevolence for others, kindness to all living beings, obedience to parents, respect for elders, chastity, and abstinence from intoxicating drinks. Now class, chapter completed. Thank you.